Hi y'all, this is Jess Clary with Jess Clary Auto Repair here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. We're working on a little 2010 Lexus hs250h today, and a customer's complaint was that the ABS light has come on, the traction control light has come on, and so I've got it pulled up here. We've got it hooked to the scanner. I just finished connecting to it. Looks like we got one code in the ABS module here. Everything else on this is clear and good to go, so that's a good thing. Car's got 101,551 miles on it. So let's get in this ABS module here, see what we got for codes. Okay, so we've got code C1391, abnormal leak in accumulator. Okay, this brake system is pretty substantially different than a conventional ABS brake system. It's a lot similar to like a Prius, pretty much the same thing. So this has a little electric pump and accumulator that pumps brake fluid from the reservoir to the ABS unit itself, the actuator. So it has an actuator unit and an accumulator unit, and we've got this abnormal leakage, so it must be seeing the pressure decay without pressing the pedal. So let's get into this and see if we can monitor that, if we can see that on a data pad here. Get into our data stream. Oh, let's see what we can see here. Let me go ahead and take a look at all of them here real quick, just so I can pick it out. Most of these are simple on and offs. There we go. Accumulator sensor. Let's back out of that and just select that. Accumulator sensor. Okay. See if we can graph this. So I don't know if you can hear that, buzzing in the background. I've had experience in both motorcycle and trucking industry over the many years that I worked in different aspects of mechanic work. And when I initially heard that buzzing, it just made me think of Lucas Girling brakes. Which, if you've, I don't know if you've ever had any experience with them or with Lucas Electrical in general, but it kind of makes gives you a sick feeling. They were not known as good quality. So, but what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this data pad. We're going to graph it. Okay, the way this system works, the pump pumps up pressure into the accumulator, and then it shuts off. It should stay shut off and not cycle until some pressure is used out of the system by pressing the brakes. We should see the pressure only drop. It should hold steady unless we press the brake pedal, and then it should drop slightly. We let off of it. It should level off and hold steady. And once we get below a preset level, that pump will kick on, raise the pressure back up, and then cycle off. So as you can see here, I'm not pressing the brakes, and I don't know if you can hear that pump cycling, but our pressure's decaying rather rapidly here. That pump kicks on, you can see the pressure come back up. Just decays at a steady state. So we know pressure's bleeding off of the system. So there's two places it can go. We either have an internal leak, which is common to these, or we have an actual brake fluid leak. So let's go out under the hood and take a peek at this. We'll take a peek and see what you got going on here. Okay, if you can see the level of this brake fluid, it slowly creeps up. This is where pressure's bleeding off. See when that pump kicks on, the brake fluid level goes down, and it just slowly creeps back up. So that fluid is going back into this reservoir. It's not going on the ground. We don't have any leaks underneath this car. You know, it wouldn't take long to lose all the fluid out of this reservoir if it had a leak like that size. So we definitely have an internal leakage. Now there's only really the two main components in this part of the system. That's that pressure pump / accumulator and the brake actuator, which is basically your master cylinder ABS box all in one back under here. So we need to try to figure out which of these two components has the internal leakage. There was some updates for these. This is a 2010. Some of the early 2010s, I think, had some issues with the accumulators. A bit of a problem with some of the nitrogen gas inside the accumulator. Apparently was actually leaking into the brake fluid, which I don't think is what we have going on here. I think they said that was through February of 2010. I'm going to look at the build date on this car, but the long and short of it, we're going to get this stuff out of our way. We're going to get down in here where we can get to these two components, and we're probably just going to simply use a stethoscope. You can really clearly hear when fluid's leaking past, a small leak like that, a hydraulic bleed. So we're going to get some of this airbox and stuff out of our way. I'm going to get the stethoscope in here, and we will listen to it and see which one of those components is leaking. Bear with me, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got the air box out of here. Just pulled a few 10mm bolts out. So this item down in here, this is the housing with the accumulator and pump assembly on it. This up in here is your actuator, brake actuator valve. So this is basically the master cylinder, the ABS valve all in one. So I'm just going to put on my stethoscope here. All right, we're going to listen to these two different valves. I want to catch it between the motor running. That's dead quiet on the accumulator and motor valve, or the accumulator valve and motor assembly. And I can clearly hear the leakage is up in the ABS actuator valve. So that's it, guys. We know we got leakage. It's going back up into this reservoir. You know, nothing coming out on the ground. We can see the fluid level going up and down as the leakage occurs and the pump builds pressure, pumps it back into the system. We don't have any sound down here. We have sound up there. You can hear like a hissing noise. This is going to need this ABS actuator valve, and it's a pretty good job to put that on. You actually have to pull all the windshield wipers, the cowl, quite a bit of stuff. You got to do the normal swapping it out, which is basically like installing a master cylinder and also an ABS control unit. And then you absolutely have to have a scanner to bleed these brakes, and there's a little bit of calibration you have to do when you get the new part on. So it's not a cheap job to do. I'm going to put an estimate together for this customer, and we'll see if we can get him going, get him back on the road. Thank you, guys. If you enjoy my videos, I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe or, comment, share, hit the notifications. Again, this is Jess Clary with Jess Clary Auto Repair in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. If you're local to the area and would like some work done, feel free to contact me. You can find my contact information on the Facebook page, you can always drop a comment here, and I'll get back in touch with you. So, thank you guys, appreciate you, and you have a good day. Bye bye.